Hey everyone, Sundowner here, and welcome back to BioShock Infinite.
Do it, my boy. You know, the best kind of interview is one where the applicant doesn't know he's being evaluated. But I've watched you since the other day at the lottery. You're a brute. And in times like this, I could use a brute.
What do you want, Fink?
Labor unrest is coming to it. Now, Fitzroy has got the jungle all riled up. A man like me could have use of an old Pinkerton like you.
So, clearly Fink knows that Booker is a Pinkerton or an ex-Pinkerton, we don't know at this point. That's pretty interesting. Before we move on though, let's check out this kinetoscope. So there's something that actually kind of bugs me about these kinetoscopes, and it's not really a big deal, and there's really no alternative to it, but it's just the way that they use the in-game engine to render those scenes. I'll bring it up later on why I think it's weird, because it'll be something you can actually see, but I don't know, I always found it odd that they opted to do it the way they did.
Let's find Chen Lin and get the hell out of here.
Now, all I ask is that you finish what you started to it. Wouldn't want to disappoint the other applicants. Our first candidate is a veteran of Peking. Now, what's that they say about old soldiers? Frankly, my money's on you. He's something of an old hand at handling explosives. Only man I know who hasn't lost a limb working with them. Yet.
So we have to fight another one of these firemen, and it would go about as well as you might expect as any of these combat sequences go. Let's get on with it.
I've got ammo! Catch!
That'll do.
Also, I apologise for any Steam pop-ups that you may see in the early parts of this video. For whatever reason, Steam decided to default back to showing them anytime something happens. Usually I turn them off, particularly for Let's Plays. So I've been trying desperately to show off some of these melee assassinations, and I promise you, in this episode I will get one. It's just going to take me a few minutes of slapping them in the face with this skyhook in order to get it to work. But it eventually does, and we'll get there when we get there. I promise you, they're pretty cool.
We're getting results.
So it would appear that Fink is putting us through some kind of test. Well, hopefully we pass it, because I don't want to die.
This young go-getter is a former devotee of Lady Comstock. But without the old gal, they don't know quite what to do with themselves. She tests one up at a hiring fair for a song. Ho, ho, ho! Good show!
So I complained earlier on in the LP that the carbine is one of the most overpowered weapons in the game, while second to that, if not equal, is the volley gun. It can take things down pretty damn quickly, regardless of your difficulty choice. So you're going to see me use that quite a lot this update because they are quite abundant. It's a damn fun gun to use as well.
Opening acts. Your true rival is an expert with the automata. Wants to replace all our security It would be fewer mouths to feed.
Remember I said that the volley gun was overpowered?
I'm not ready.
Surpassing all expectations here, my boy.
I've got ammo.
Yeah, pretty overpowered.
Great.
That's it.
Congratulations, DeWitt! You know, when your name was first passed to me, I wasn't quite sure you were the man for the job. But now, I can say with certainty that I was quite wrong.
I'm not interested in your job, Fink.
Now, I know all about your little job for Fitzroy. But do you really want to take her offer over mine? Do you know how many people would kill to be head of Fink Security? You're a tough nut to crack, Mr. DeWitt. A tough nut. But I promise you this. I will get what I want.
So it sounds like what he wants is for us to come and be, well, head of security, as he mentioned. That's pretty interesting, actually, that he wants to work with us rather than against us. Now, at this point in their journey, I don't see what good Booker would be to Fink when Comstock and his entire army, as well as whoever else is after him. But I guess Fink just wants to seize the opportunity and, well, maybe get Booker on his side. For what, though? Well, we have no idea, but maybe we'll find out.
Booker, there's a door over here. I think that's the way down.
Well, before we head down, let's check out this voxophone from Fink himself.
I had thought you a fool, dear brother, when you told me that you heard wonderful music trumpeting from holes in the thin air. I began to doubt your mental integrity, but not only have you made your fortune from these doodads, you have lit the path for me as well.
Fink seems to know about the turret playing the music. He also seems to be referring to his brother. Interesting.
Come on, Franny. You're a modern woman. It's 1912.
It's gonna be 2012 before I'm interested in one like you.
Oh, there's a skull. Let's try and get a melee assassination. Nope. Just gonna smack her in the back of the head. Okay, well, I promise we'll get one. It's really frustrating when it doesn't work, though.
Look, Chen Lin, cell number 9.
Got a lock, needs picking.
That won't take but a minute.
I used to work for folks like Fink.
Really?
And I was with the Pinkertons. They call us in when the workers got restless.
To do what?
Demonstrate the folly of men striking, throwing down tools.
You hurt people.
I'll tell you this. Sometimes there's precious need for folks like Fitzroy.
Why?
Because of folks like me.
There you go.
Well, it's abundantly clear now that Booker is some kind of thug. Whether or not he has left the Pinkertons remains to be seen.
Uneducated and desperate. Come out!
We got him! There it is.
That's it. That's the book for the clock shop.
So this is one of those backtracking moments that you could actually leave until later. You don't have to go back, but I decided to go anyway, so we're going to have to go through here. And there's also a room that I missed completely, where it has an infusion in it, so we're going to grab that before we head out. Again, I'm going to put this into salts.
Nice.
Otherwise, we're going to head back to the clock shop, head in there, and Elizabeth should solve it with the codebook.
Alright, give me a second. The broken clock tolls at midnight.
Which clock? This looks like the one.
Set it to midnight.
Well, I'll be.
And there you go, another infusion. Pretty damn useful. There's also a voxophone, so after I install my latest infusion, we'll check that voxophone out from Lance Corporal Vivian Monroe.
I came to Columbia because I believed in God, and because I believed in honor. But Slade has shown me this. There is no God in shutting our brothers out from the family of man, and there is no honor in defending those who are strangers to its meaning. Perhaps in Finkton there is one more deserving of my service.
We'll move on back down to the Good Time Club and see if we can maybe find Chen Lin.
Tell us what you know about Fitzroy, you goddamn gook. We know you can hear us. You want to say something? Or you want us to bring in Mrs. Lin for company? Throw a bucket of ice water on him. We got 3 more to bring in tonight.
Ain't no privies down here.
Please ignore my broken mouse spazzing out as I attempt to aim down sights.
I heard something.
Still no dice on this assassination. I shouldn't drone on about it, but I really want to get one, and I've been trying pretty much every update since I mentioned it originally. Now before we head into these rooms, we're going to check out a voxophone here from Comstock.
To tax the black more than the white, is that not cruel? To forbid the mixing of the races, is that not cruel? To give the vote to the white man and deny it to the yellow, the black, the red, is that not cruel? But is it not cruel to banish your children from a perfect garden? Or drown your flock under an ocean of water? Cruelty can be instructive. And what is Columbia, if not the schoolhouse of the Lord?
What could people have done to deserve to be locked up in a place like this?
Fink don't need much of a reason.
No. No, he doesn't.
I think that's one of my favourite voxophones in the game from Comstock. It does well to re-establish just what kind of person Comstock is, and that he would use... that he can justify being cruel to quote-unquote lesser people in order to keep the innocence and purity of people who live in Colombia. It's a pretty chilling justification for being a horrible bastard, and it's even more chilling that people are willing to support that, and that musings such as the one we just heard are taken very seriously by the people of Colombia.
Got a lock here.
Ready.
Well, it would seem this poor fella met his unfortunate end in this jail. I hope the same can't be said for Chen Lin at least.
Fancy putting those lock-picking skills to work?
No problem. This is it, isn't it?
Yep, number 9.
It's done.
Do it? You're a lion. But you can't blame me for looking after my own interests, can you? Now I know Fitzroy has come calling. But
Here's some
I think
cash.
you'll find your business
Here.
with her has come to an end. Lions walk with lions, DeWitt, not hyenas.
Too late. God damn it.
This is what he meant.
Now we need to find someone else to make those guns.
No.
Dead is dead, Elizabeth.
Dead is dead.
What? Where the hell did...
I see heads.
And I see tails.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Why are you following us? Who sent you? Comstock? What do you want?
What do you see here, from this angle?
Dead.
Listen.
And that angle?
Alive.
Booker. Chen Lin.
The body's gone.
It was never here.
It's another Columbia.
A different Columbia.
The same coin.
A different perspective.
Heads.
Tails.
Dead.
Alive.
We have to go through to this other Columbia, but how?
It's like riding a bicycle.
One never really forgets.
One just needs the courage to climb aboard.
If we go into this tear, I don't think I'll be able to bring us back. Are you sure you're ready?
Okay, open it.
Look, there's no blood.
And no body.
It's another world, Booker. Another Columbia.
Something tells me one dead gunsmith ain't the only thing that's changed.
Daisy Fitzroy. Come on, you piece of horseshit. Tell me about Daisy. Cut him loose. What?
Schofield says cut him loose. Then bringing his tools to the lockup. That'll keep him clean, I guess.
Why?
What are you, the Columbia Gazette? The chink's wife got friends in high places. Come on. We need to settle.
I don't understand how Chen Lin is alive now.
We're in a world where he was never murdered. Somewhere we'll find out why, I suppose.
I don't suspect you can change something like that and have everything else remain the same. Killed them. They were dead.
Not in this world. Look at their noses.
I'm disgusted.
They're all bleeding.
Disgusting. Sick.
Why am I still here?
I hate one of me. Who do I hate? I can't tell which one. To here. Who is the I? Which one hates which?
What do we do now?
What's wrong with them?
They remember.
Remember what?
Being dead.
Watch over me and give me strength.
What is going on here, Sandown? As my head of security, I suspect you're these two slips got your and what they were doing.
Finally, we got one, and I'll try and get a few more as the updates go, but I'm glad I finally did.
That man we just fought. In the other world, he was the one who was strung up on the wall.
In the other world? This whole business makes my head hurt.
Now, I didn't want to say much during that whole sequence there because it's all pretty dark, and it's not something that I would want to, I don't know, tamper with my own voice, but we did pick up another weapon there. It was the repeater, and it's slightly different from the machine gun, and the most significant difference is that it fires a lot slower and thus should be more accurate. I don't know if that's necessarily true. It's not my favourite, but I will use it for a little while just to show it off, because now that we're in this new tear, which in and of itself is pretty interesting, we're now going to see a couple of new weapons, because as we've seen, jumping through a tear tends to change things ever so slightly, so we'll see that as we go on, as well as a number of other things in the game world. So if you remember when we came into the Good Time Club for the first time, there was actually a kinetoscope on the left hand side. Now it's on the right and it says Gunsmith set free. I guess what it's trying to imply is that Fink's brother-in-law could be in some way related to Mrs. Lin, and thus she pleaded with him to set Chen Lin free.
Weaponsmithing, all kinds of deadliness.
Hello?
It looks like we're going to get ourselves into another little bit of trouble here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now this one features another guy with a volley gun, or I guess a flat cannon, Shouldn't be too hard to take out, but this is just another one of those kind of filler combat sequences, and as such, I guess I'll skip a little bit of it and try and take this guy out. Now at this point, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I think I just zoned out and didn't realise I didn't have any ammo. For some reason I'm like, hey, why can't I shoot him? Oh yeah, my gun is out of ammo, so well, we'll retreat for now. And then Elizabeth teleports. That's pretty cool, I guess. Video games. So I tend to have a habit of looking up when I am going to lob any kind of grenade-like object in first-person shooters, but it so happens that because of the way powers work in BioShock, generally things will land where your reticle is, so me looking up and throwing things tends to not really work.
I'll keep my eyes open for more.
Thankfully though, the volley gun has one of those little cool reticles that kind of shows you roughly how things work over range, so that's useful. But this is getting pretty old, so let's just see if we can spam them with the volley gun and get this over and done with. It's funny because I really like the gameplay in this game, and honestly BioShock Infinite's one of the few first-person shooters that I could play endlessly despite the linearity and despite the fact that it is quite repetitive, but for whatever reason, sometimes when you're recording LPs it just gets a little tedious to have to go through this for video, but as a gamer and as someone just playing the game, it tends to be fine. Now that it's all said and done though, we can head into Chen Lin's and, well, hopefully he's there.
Do you hear anything?
Huh?
No machines. No tools.
Let's go find that gunsmith. Maybe he's upstairs now.
Booker, look. The shrine. It's a figure of Comstock now.
Mr. Lin? Chen Lin? Excuse me, Chen Lin?
Who are you? You speak up! Speak up! Can't hear you over all these machines! Very loud!
I'm Booker DeWitt.
Stand back! These machines very dangerous. Wait downstairs with Mrs. Lin.
Daisy Fitzroy sent us. We need to talk to you about getting some weapons.
Machines very dangerous. No place for stupid people. Want to lose pretty head?
Mr. Lin.
Downstairs.
What is wrong with him?
Remember him dead in that cell? Maybe in some way he remembers that too. How do you reconcile that?
I don't know.
Heal my husband. Calm his troubled thoughts. Ease his burden. Bring Chen Lin back to me.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for Mrs. Lin.
I'm Mrs. Lin.
No, I mean a little Chinese lady. She was...
Booker, this is Mrs. Lin.
They took Chen's tools. What's he got without his tools?
Well, your husband is a bit out of sorts.
If he could work again, maybe... If he could work, he'd...
Mrs. Lin, can you tell me who took your husband's tools?
Goddamn police. They took them and locked them up in the impound in Shantytown.
Is she right? Would having his tools back fix his mind?
Who cares? We're not getting any guns if Chen Lin doesn't have his tools. Let's head to Shantytown.
Did you notice? Lin had a bloody nose.
Seems to be in style.
This tear, I'm not so sure it was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either, but well, we're stuck with it now, so let's head out, and unfortunately there's another filler battle, but thankfully this one is just 5 or 6 soldiers and then we can move on.
Now, some folks just aren't satisfied with their place here at Fink Industries. But I tell you this, the pharaohs of Egypt have been able to stand at the top of their pyramids, and the Israelites have not made their bricks. The captains of industry have been able to ride the rails, have not the Chinamen laid the track for them. So I say, chin up! History is built on the back of
And there we go. Now, unfortunately I can't pick up more ammo from this. For whatever reason I was convinced you could do that, but fortunately we can now head into Shantytown. And there's really nothing of use that we can get here right now other than some upgrades that I want to save for later. Let's pull the lever.
If you want to ask me.
About what?
My finger.
Sorry, I didn't...
It's alright. It's as much a mystery to me as anyone else. Maybe Songbird knows, but he's not talking.
I'm sorry.
What for? I get to wear this stylish thimble to cover up my hideous deformity. I hear they're all the rage in Paris.
Well, you can keep putting your theories up for the pinky thing, because that's the best you're going to get for now. But that's all I have for you this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.